Hi. So I'm beginning to regret the lecture that because now I think you didn't find me that impressive. Okay, so the startup I founded with my partner Michael is here with me. It's called DEXT Technology, and it all started back when from my hometown. I'm from in Suatre. Anybody ever heard of that place in Suatre? Okay, excellent. That's good. Right. So when I was young, my dad he was a headmaster at that time. So he used to take me out to record rainfall. Okay, so there was a small rain gauge in front of the Presbyterian school in Isuatre, and my dad was the headmaster of the private school. So he would take me out there so that we could measure, the rain level whenever it rained, and then we would send it off to GTV, and then during the weather forecast, we mention, oh, this is the amount of rainfall in Isuatre, and blah blah blah, and that thing really inspired me, honestly. I was it was something very simple. It wasn't really complicated. It was just measuring the level of the water and then recording it. But then that activity, because I was involved in doing an activity, sort of made me feel very confident. You know. And then especially when I saw it on the television, I was like, yeah, I was the one who recorded that data. And it was nice. And it really inspired me to want to do more. It got me curious and it made me want to do more than I've already done. So that's where the story started. And I went to St. James and became the science club president over there. Continued, I came to KNUST. And once I was in KNUST, something very, very interesting happened. If anybody has ever, tried to prepare fufu, okay, the pounding part. And that part is difficult and very annoying. Now, just I was pounding fufu, and whilst I was pounding, the only thing I could think of is, hasn't any engineer ever done this before? Didn't they see it was difficult? Why haven't they found something to, help us make it easier? We've been pounding for over 100 years, and we've not even had gloves to protect our hands whilst we're pounding. And this brought me to two realizations. Now, the first one is that fufu is powerful food. And in fact, when you eat it, it makes you all of that suffering that you had. The second is that there is something really wrong with our education. Now, you see, you need education so you can understand the world around you, and then you can manipulate it, and then you can develop it. So if we've been partnering for 100 years and we are still over here, it means there is something really wrong with our education. Now, let's look into nature. Let's look at the ideal education. If you look into nature, I believe that there are two main ways that we learn. Through curiosity, experience. Now let me illustrate this to you. You see, when we are curious, we have a desire. We want to know something, we want to understand something. We are wondering where what we are holding will take us. And we experiment with things. So we try stuff. Hey, what's going to happen when I do this? And when we do these things, the experiences that we have give us knowledge. And these knowledges give us ideas. Okay? This is sort of like a feedback loop. The ideas then make us more curious. And then we do more experiments and we get more knowledge and it keeps going on and on. Now, when we're babies, okay, this was exactly how we learn. A baby can't read or anything like that, right? But when they find something, it wonders what is this? It's curious. And it puts it in its mouth, tries to taste it. Okay, this one is sweet. It's a good thing. The next time it finds another thing, it tries to taste it again because it's curious and it wants experiences. Now, it takes a baby about a year to learn any language at all. No matter where it's born, anywhere it is, they can learn a language in about a year. It took me 4 years before I could learn French. and Mapel is all I remember. So but when we grow further, we actually still continue to do this. We see a car, we're like, okay, how is this thing like? What do? We go and try to build our own cars. I don't know if any of you ever tried doing some of these things, right? We try to create things, we try to bring things together because that's how we naturally learn. We try things out, we create. Not even to learn about the heart, we take some piece of paper and then try to create a heart. That's how we are naturally made to learn. This is a tool that we use to start the wheel of the car toys we make. Now, this is genius. This is innovation. Okay? When you use this, it casts a perfect circle. And I wonder where we got that from. Experiences. Try it. And that's how we learn. Now, until school happens. When we go to school, now it's a very different world out there. Okay? In school, it doesn't really matter, your curiosity and all that. That goes away and is replaced by fear. You're afraid of your science master. You're afraid of your English master. So you make sure you learn as much as you can, pass the exams, and get good results for your parents. And then, of course, how you do this, chew poor pass, and of course, forget it, right? And go on. Your experiences those things are replaced by memory capacity. If you have enough memory, but you can pretty much sort through every round of education you want. You just need to remember what you read or what your lecturer said, and that's it. Okay? When we were in school, we learned all of these interesting stuff, magnetism, and the magnetic was, we learned about light, reflection, rays of light, circuit, electricity flowing. We actually never see these things in real life. We wonder, the ray, where is it? I can't see the ray. What is it? The magnetic lines of force, where are they? The circuit. And I remember I had an Indian friend and I was telling him that Ghana's education system is very, very advanced. We actually use holograms in the class, except, of course, these holograms are invisible. If you've ever seen a teacher in a science class, say, describing the magnetic lines of force, so the lines move from here and they go from here, okay? Invisible holograms. That's how we learn in school. We are not allowed to create. The act of experiencing the thing is taken out. Our hands are taken out of the equation. Now, Patrick Ross said something. He said the ability to create is the most empowering thing that can happen to an individual. And this is so true. And we know this. And we've known for so long, for over 50 years, we've known that this is a problem. I remember back when I was in primary school, in social studies, our education system, lack of practical science, and that. It was there. We've known for so long. But we haven't done much about it. So, when I was in KNUST, I met my partner, Michael, and they were like, okay, you know what? Enough is enough. We need to find a solution to this problem. And this was more the case when we read a report by the OECD. They ranked countries in the world, according to arts and science education. And Ghana was last. Yes, in 2015. They were not on the list. And the only African country that was on the list was South Africa. And they were just in front of us. So we said we knew we had to find a solution at that time. And it took us about a year, okay? And a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of mosquitoes. But we finally did it. We created a tool, we created a product that will bring the wonders of science education to every student. And I'm going to tell you about this in a bit. Now, one of the things was very important to us in the beginning was cost. If you're doing anything in this part of the world, you consider this factor. Because the first you have is too expensive, forget it. It's not going anywhere. And if it's too difficult to implement, gone and really happened. So we had to make something that was affordable and easy to implement. So how do we do this? Well, we thought if, you can build a lab for every school, right? Because it's expensive, right? You can do that. So we thought, what if then we made the classroom the lab? So we don't need to build. Let's send the lab to the classroom. Okay, let's make the classroom the lab. Fair enough. We wanted to do more. We said, what if you could actually put the lab on the student's desk? What if we took the materials that were necessary for performing the fundamental experiments and activities? We make miniature versions of these materials. We put it all together in something portable, and then we give it to every student. We make it accessible so that every student could have one, put it in their book, come to class with it. So we thought, just like the master, what if we created a science set? So imagine if the science set in their bags and they came to class. The teacher comes and say, oh, today we're going to learn about electrical circuits. So bring out your science set, take your components, let's build some circuits. Or, oh, to study magnetism. So bring out your solenoids and things and let's build some electromagnets. If you could take about 40 individual components, okay, from the solenoids to the ion components to the components, resistors, capacitors, transistors, buzzers, mirrors, all of these things that you need to perform really on some of the fundamental activities. And then you miniaturize them. Make it small enough so that it could fit on a desk, so that it could fit in a bag. And it has to be affordable. You need to do all of these things. We succeeded. We tried it and we did it. And I'm happy to introduce you the science set. Thank you. Thank you. So now, the science set allows students to perform some of the basic experiments in the class. So finally, the rays are visible. The students can see it right on their desk in front of them. They can perform the experiment, visualize the rays, reflect them, measure the angles of reflection and everything. Very, very engaging. Electromagnetism. For the first time in my life, when we finished building the set, I saw the magnetic lines of force. Electrical circuits come alive right in front of the students. They can light a bulb, they can make a buzzer sound, they can do really a lot of interesting stuff. And all of these directly from the science labs. Believe me, you'll be surprised when you go through the Ghana science labs. You may think it's for some really advanced engineers because the activities in there, you wouldn't believe it. Very complex, very complicated. And sometimes the teachers don't even know what activities are there. You can't blame them. So, because they don't have the material, and they are right, the material are not there. So, it's been really beautiful. And over the course of our implementation, there's a sound that is my favorite sound. When a student performs an experiment, say a light experiment, and then they see the rays, and then they put the mirror there, and then it reflects, and they go like, That has become my favorite sound in the world. And I think also, this is probably one of the most beautiful scenes I've ever witnessed. Now look at the face of that girl over there. Like, she's intensely involved in what is happening. She just can't wait to get her hands on the components. And this is the beauty we've been experiencing during the course of our implementation. So we formed a company called DEXT, or DEXTA. How many of you know Dexter? Dexter's Lab. All right. So Michael and I really liked Dexter a lot when we were young. So we decided to call our company Dexter, DEXT. And funny enough, DEXT is also for dexterity, which means to the hand. So it sort of works perfectly for us. So we started DEXT, and Michael and I, we go way back. That's Michael over there, by the way. And Michael is one of the most talented people I've ever met. This guy can build anything. Just think, who build it? Yes. And I'm quite lucky to have him. So together, we started the company, and we've been producing science sets, selling to schools in Kumasi and in Accra. And we realized one thing, that the problems that we are facing, be it education or corruption or whatever, we don't just have to look out in the social, that's social entrepreneurship, social ventures, NGOs, and non-profit organizations. We need to design solutions that make profit. We need to find the solutions and make businesses out of them. Because that way, some of these profits come back, you continue developing, and things just keep getting better. And it's sustainable. You don't need to wait for somebody to give you a grant or some aid or something before you can do something. Because you have a business, it's running. People have a problem, you solve it for them, they pay for it, and you keep going. And this is exactly what we did. So we've been producing sciences and selling to schools in Accra and Kumasi. And we've trained teachers all around. Sometimes when you go, I remember we went to a school in Kumasi, I wouldn't mention the name of the school, and the science teacher literally ran away. They were looking for Mr. Peter. Mr. Peter was nowhere to be found. And that was the second time I actually visited the school. The first time I met him, and then he was like, oh, go and come back. My headmaster is not there. And then the next time I came, and Mr. Peter was nowhere to be found. So we've been training the teachers because you need to give them the training so that they can really understand how to use the materials. And we've also worked with organizations to donate science sets to some schools, some needy kids. That's every kid. But as of now, it is affordable, all right, but not affordable for everybody. Currently, the set is for 45 cedis. So that is affordable. Yes, that's true. It's affordable. It's affordable. Thank you. It is affordable, but it's still not affordable for some people. That 45 cedis is somebody's monthly income. So you don't want to, so all right. So we work with organizations. We brand the science sets for them. Say for instance, Zenith Bank tells us to make sets for a community. We brand it, with Zenith Bank beautifully, and then we go and donate it to that community. So we've worked with Global Heroes, and what Global Heroes did was that it ran a campaign online on GoFundMe, and people donate enough. We actually brand the set with your name. So it says a set from Susie Myers, and then we give it to a certain needy kid somewhere. And all of these things are from Ishatra, by the way, my hometown. So it's been really, really interesting, and our vision is that one day, every kid, everywhere in the world will be able to have experiences that these kids are having. They'll be able to perform light experiments. They'll be able to perform magnetism experiments. You'll be able to engage very deeply with science. And imagine how Africa is going to become. Imagine if Kunkumbe, the guy whose video we just watched, imagine if he had access to some of these things when he was in primary school. Think where he would be right now. And there are thousands of people like that out there. Millions of them across Africa. But they give up because they really don't have the experiences that will get them to where they need to get to. And we are going to make things change. We are going to make it happen. So now, this is called the human colors. So put it, it's a mind map. Okay, so the portion of the body and its size or the amount of capacity it occupies in the brain, okay, determines how big it is over here. Okay, so for instance, the mouth, you have connections in the brain. When you use your mouth, you're talking, when you're kissing or whatever you're doing, it sends a lot of signals to your brain, and then a lot of places in your brain lights up. Okay, so it's quite big, and you realize that the hand is the biggest body part. The hand has the most connections inside the brain. So when you free somebody's hand, you free them. And that's what we are planning on doing. So we are hoping that in the future, very soon, every kid will be able to have a beautiful science experience that will free the hands of these kids and free their minds. My name is Charles, and I'm from Isiatre. And a community, a town you probably haven't heard of before. You can't find on the map unless it's a very big map. And I have worked out the physics of fufu. So I couldn't get that fufu thing out of my mind. So I worked out all the physics behind fufu. It's on my blog, newafrica.blogspot.com. And I've also helped develop a product that could revolutionize education in Africa. This is what I have done. And my question to you is, what will you do also? Thank you very much.
All right, Charles, before we go, let me just ask you a question. Is it for primary, JHS, SHS, or university?
Okay, so currently the science set has activities in there from class 2 all the way to GSS3. So activities from the science lab was from class 2 up to GSS3. So we are hoping to develop it further, do some for SHS and hopefully university too.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.